Hi, everybody. Kevin Iole from Yahoo Sports, and my guest is one of the greatest fighters in the history of the UFC. I think it's fair to say that
Thank you.
25-0, 9 and
Thank
0
you.
in the UFC. Who else has gone undefeated that long? The one and only Khabib Nurmagomedov. How are you, Khabib?
Thank you. Good, good. No bad.
It
How
is.
was everything?
It's about a month away. I can't wait. Brooklyn,
Yeah.
UFC 223. Tony Ferguson, not for the interim championship, for the UFC lightweight championship. I know for years you were number two in the UFC. I think in the lightweight division in 2014. It's been a long wait for you to get to this point. Has it been difficult?
No, it's nothing. You know, ranking is like very important for UFC, but for me, it's not important. For me, important like only victory. You know, when I go to the cage, I have to always win. You know, and I have to show my best performance. This is most important. Like about ranking, I don't care.
Okay. Well, it's just the fact that you were number two for so long, meaning you were close to the championship, and yet you hadn't got that shot. I know there were some injuries and some things happened along the way, but when you're so close to it, you almost feel like, hey, you're right there, and to have to wait 3.5 years, it's got to be rough.
Yes, I know. You know, sometimes last 3 years I am almost contender. You know, like I become very close injured, I become very close like this, and for me is last 3 years it's been like very hard years because I always like injured, surgery, come back, fight, injured, surgery, come back, rehabilitation, rehab, like you know but I think this is make me more strong about mental, this is make me more strong about my body, everything, and I'm very excited, only 4 weeks before fights, and like tough opponent, and real belt on the line, like 10 win streak versus 9 win streak. UFC never made this fight, never, like UFC history, but 25 years UFC history, they never make like fight like this fight. This is a high level fight, and it's gonna be very good. It's gonna be very good for fans, for guys, for guy who gonna take this belt, for UFC gonna make money, everybody gonna be happy because this fight is very high level fight, and this fight is most important fight in UFC today. This is my opinion.
I think you're going to become a huge star in all over the world if you win this fight. I know you're a huge star already in Russia, and you're a growing star. And I want to go back to what you said. You said it was tough and it made you mentally strong going over all this. How much did working with your father and the kind of almost like an army style training camp from the time you were a little boy in Dagestan, how do you think did that have an influence on making you the person you are today and able to deal with kind of the disappointments and the ups and downs of professional fighting?
Like I grew up with my father. Father is everything for me. Last time father cornered me 2011 October in Russia when I fight last fight before UFC. And after he cannot come here, he didn't have visa. It's a little bit hard for me. You know, but sometimes like some reason happen, like something happen for reason. And I every day talk with my father, every day control my like what I'm gonna do, what I have to do, like how I feel. Like sometimes you say, hey, if you feel good, you have to train Sunday, like a little bit like swimming or running, like Sometimes if I feel like tired, he say like you have to rest. He talk with me all the time. And when father in my corner, I feel like I have lion in my corner. It's different. And this is about, I think this is about his mental, his discipline, and this is about his my father. He know everything about me.
Right.
You know he understand like how I look something, and he can understand what I need. Because this is not about only coach. He's my father. And of course I'm a little bit upset about he cannot come here and stay with me when I'm gonna make history, inshallah, after 1 month. And but he is my heart, always is my heart, in my heart. And when I go to the cage, of course I'm gonna think about my father, and I'm gonna think about my son. I'm gonna think about my family, everything, and this one is very big motivation. But number one motivation for me is my father.
No doubt. I want to make this comparison, see what you think. In boxing, Vasil Lomachenko, some people think he might be the best boxer in the world. And his father coached him from the beginning all the way up. He was 396-1 in the amateurs. Now he's a world champion. And he really pushed him in terms of unique training, not just, going in and sparring all the time. And I draw a comparison to your father, the fact that he pushed you in conditioning and really made conditions rough on you. Do you see a comparison between Anatoly Lomachenko and your dad in terms of the way they raised you and Vasil?
To be honest, like my father is born Dagestan. He grew up in Dagestan, but my father go university in Ukraine. He wrestling from Ukraine. I think they have same school. Before when Soviet Union been like they have same school like for preparing, for training, for everything, and I think they thinking like like same. When I watch like last fight Lomachenko and somebody put his head like what's name like he put his name like king. You understand?
Oh,
I
the crown,
forget it.
the crown.
Yes, crown. Somebody put his father is take off. I watch this and I understand like I see this move like my father gonna do this, and I think they have like same school, same school, same mind, like same mental, like about discipline, and uh, yeah, when you have father and coach at the same time, and he understand about you everything, he make you, and it's different, it's different, it's like completely different.
How much do you communicate with him during your training camp? I mean, obviously Javier Mendez is one of the best MMA coaches in the business, but he's not your father. So, how much do you share with your father after workouts, and do you talk to him? Do you Skype him or FaceTime him and kind of get advice from him?
Yeah, we always I like every day I connect with him, and like I like mix my father and Javier coach is like very good mix because they thinking is like same.
Mm,
My coach like Javier say, hey, you don't need like fighting what like other people want. You have to do where are you best, like grappling, striking,
right.
like push, like everything. You don't need change the game. Like all your life, 25 years old, 25 fights, you fight like same discipline, same game plan. Go forward, make your opponents tired, like smash these guys, make flat, And now you have like very tough opponent. Now you have to change your game plan. No, do your thing like what you do all your life. You don't need to change nothing. And same say my father too. This is I love, like what Coach Javier say and what my father say, it's not different. It's same. And Coach Javier is very respectful. He love my father too. They sometimes they talk, like about my game plan, what I have to do, what Javier have to do when he work with me. Sometimes Javier say when I'm in Dagestan, one time I remember he called me and I'm with my father and Javier say, hey, please make him kick a little bit because we have to improve this because I don't want like people think about oh he have boxing, wrestling, ground and pound. I want people know he have kicking too, and we beginning do this. And when I go to the cage with Edson Barboza, what happened? He tried kick me. I have very good defense, but I kick him too. I landed
Right.
him very good couple kicks because this is about improve. This is about how I listen to my coaches. Because most important, it's like no, not conditioning, not sparring, not other things. It's most important what coach say to you, and you listen to him or no. This is most important.
It's pretty obvious that you listen to your coaches a lot, but you don't listen to them all the time because I know at that last fight, UFC 219, when you fought Edson Barboza, he's telling you to finish Barboza, and
Yeah,
you decided not to finish him. Why did you, in your mind, why did you let the fight go to the decision?
because last 3 years, like I fight 4 5 times, and I want to spend a little bit more time inside the cage. Inside the cage, like if I finish him like second or first round, it's not bad. Finish opponents is always good. But what happened if I show my fans like how I improve myself, how I can fight with one of the best striking guy in UFC, how I move, like everything. I wanna enjoy, when I go to the cage, last fight, I enjoy. I know, understand, like before fight when I have training camp, of course, I nervous. Everybody nervous. I didn't want to lose, like not. This is not about only round. This is about like minute, second.
Right.
I don't wanna give like minute or second for my opponent, but when I go to the cage, like God gave me like very relaxed. Of course, we teach this with Javier Mendez and father too. But when I go to the cage, I feel very relaxed, enjoy. When cage close, fight beginning, I think wow, and I move like my speed, my everything, my reaction, like everything is different. Like after 1 minute, I think about okay, we're gonna work tonight. Okay,
Right.
let's go. Okay, I feel great. Like first round finish, I watch my opponents. He's die. Like everything. His mental, his physically, his coaches, his conditioning, everything. Now I think okay, this is my time. I have to play now a little bit.
Did
You
you
know,
see the
some
look in Barboza's eyes? Because it seemed like, when you got him down and were grappling him against the cage that first time, it just seemed like this almost a defeated look. And Barboza's a great fighter, and I have so much respect for him. But that look on his face, I hadn't seen out of him before. Did you notice that?
No. I respect Barboza. He's very good guy, very tough guy. He keep fighting all 15 minutes with me. But like sometimes when you're tired, when you cannot do nothing, this is not about your spirit or something. This is about your like body. You cannot control your body.
Right.
You know, and after first round, I think like about okay, if you wanna keep fighting, you can keep fighting. But this night, I'm gonna do whatever I want. This is what I think.
And you did it. Well, before I ask you about Tony Ferguson, I want to give you one more question about after that fight. And I know you've answered a lot of questions about this, but I want you to answer it again. Conor McGregor took a shot at you, and he said in a tweet that Dagestani was dog shit the other night. Yous are all nuts. Game full of sloppy bums asking to be slept. So I'm guessing he was referring to you as a sloppy bum. Uh, you reacted to him on Twitter. Give me a reaction now. When you saw that, were you angry? Did you laugh? What was your thought?
I'm not angry. Like sometimes, sometimes you have to laugh. Like he have chance slap me. Why he didn't this? He have chance. When we meet before the weigh in 205, UFC 205, what happened?
Yeah. You
What
guys
happened?
got into it a little bit.
Of course. Like why he didn't slap? Why? He he can do this, but he didn't do this. But you know, Connor is like he always want he always put some tweets what people gonna talk about this. You
Right. He's
understand?
good at that.
Like before he never talk about this my fight or my style. But when I show my performance of the year, I show performance of the year in last fight,
Right.
and that's why he beginning talk about this because a lot of people follow this. He want people don't forget him, but when he fight, I didn't remember when he fight, and uh, after this fight gonna happen a lot of good things. We gonna make him humble. I'm gonna put him on the line. He have to beg. You remember he put some tweet like beg me something. Now he have to beg. I'm gonna take this belt inshallah 7 April, and I'm gonna say hey now Conor McGregor. I'm gonna I'm gonna change this game. I'm gonna change this game.
I don't want to get too far ahead because you got to fight a great fighter in Tony, and really a great fighter in Tony Ferguson
Of
at
course.
the Barclays Center in Brooklyn before you fight Connor. So let's go into that. First of all, how any extra motivation because of all the time the Ferguson fight was supposed to happen? He got hurt once, you fell out twice. Any extra motivation because now it's finally here, and you want to all the talk that went on when you had to pull out the last time.
Yes, big motivation. First of all, this is about real belt. This is not interim champion. This is not Tony Ferguson belt. This is not Conor McGregor belt. This is real belt. I am not going to fight with. I'm not going to fight Tony Ferguson fake belt. I'm not going to fight Conor McGregor belt when he win this like almost 2 years. You know, I'm going to fight real belt, and this is big motivation. 5-round fight. We're supposed to fight before 3 times. Now we're finally gonna fight, inshallah, after 1 month. And this it's very big motivation for me. Tough opponent. Of course, it's tough opponent. If you're not tough opponent, how we win 10 fights in UFC? 10 wins. And my opinion about this fight, how it's going to fight. My opinion, I train very hard. I'm very good shape now, and 1 more month, like 4 more weeks, and I'm going to make this fight easy. I want people gonna talk about this fight. Wow, nobody do this before with Tony Ferguson. Like I do with Michael Johnson, like I do with Rafael dos Anjos.
And you talk to Dana during those fights. Are you going to do that?
Yes, of course. Like I do with Edson Barboza, with everybody. Who beat Michael Johnson like this? Who beat Rafael dos Anjos like this? Who beat Edson Barboza like this? Nobody. Nobody did this before. I'm gonna do this again with Tony Ferguson. He think he have tough game on ground game. He think he have good condition. Right. He think he have like good reach, and he can catch me with his long jab. He think this, but my opinion is different. I'm going to smash this guy, make him flat, make him quick, make him tough. This is my opinion.
When he won the interim title by beating Kevin Lee, Kevin Lee actually in the grappling was in some advantageous positions, and at one point actually mounted Tony. Did you see that? Did that show you that Tony has vulnerabilities in the ground game?
I watched this fight. Kevin Lee beat him before. He kept beating him before he tired it. When he tired it, he finished. He tapped. Kevin Lee is not. He's good fighter, but he's not great fighter. Because he didn't have spirit. He didn't have condition. How he won't become champion if he cannot fight more than 2 rounds?
Well, he had been sick before the fight, right? He had a staph infection, and
Who said this?
And Kevin Lee said it.
Who said this is his opinion. My opinion. This is about spirit. Mm-hmm. This is about heart. This is not about sick. If he's sick, how he beat him first round?
Right.
He beat him first round, but second round, when Tony Ferguson talked with him like about this is my match, you see his eyes. He agree with him.
Right.
I cannot imagine somebody gonna talk with him about this is my match and I agree with him. I'm going to die because I am not Camille. I'm different. I am from mountain. I grew up very tough place. I am not from here. Beautiful life. America, I am not American life guy. I grew up very tough place. I cannot give up. I never give up. Nobody, never, all my life. Training, amateur, professional. Nobody can make me give up. Because my opinion, my mental, I always think I'm unbreakable. This
Even
is what
the street
I think.
fights, did you
but
huh? Street fights. You got a lot of street fights. Did you lose any of those?
Of course. I have a lot of street fights, amateur fights, professional fights, training fights, school fights, everywhere. Nobody can make me quit, a lot of people talk about these guys, but even Tony Ferguson, Conor McGregor, Kevin Lee, or other guys, all these guys tap, all these guys quit, and now they're talking about their fighters.
Right.
I know, understand this. I am the real fighter. I am 25-0. Inshallah, 7 April, I'm gonna make this fight. I'm gonna make this guy people gonna watch and people gonna say, okay. Now we understand who is who. Nobody do this before Tony Ferguson or other guys. Inshallah, I'm very good shape, and my belief on God is different level than these guys. My believing myself different level than these guys, and I'm gonna show this 7 April, inshallah.
You win that. I think you're one of the biggest stars in the world at that point. I think your stardom has been on the rise, but in that fight, you're the biggest star. So that leads to this next question. You talked after UFC 219 about potentially fighting in Russia and opening up the Russian market with the UFC. Has there been any talk that you know about you if you win the title, defending it for the first time in Moscow?
To be honest, I don't think about this.
Don't go that ahead.
But yeah, I don't think about this. We'll see. If they ask me, like, pay-per-view show in Moscow, of course, we're gonna take this. Why not? Like, very big show, 30,000 people stadium. Uh, I don't know. I don't believe UFC gonna make like pay-per-view show in Russia. I think they're gonna make like UFC Fight Night or something like this.
Okay.
I think, and right now I am one of the biggest stars in UFC, and they want I always fight in pay-per-view show.
Right.
To be honest, I don't know, but my big dream come back to Russia, fight in Russia. First of all, because my family can corner me. Javier Mendez gonna come, my father, like two guys gonna corner me, and they can put, if these two guys with me, like they can put inside the cage lion with me. I can fight with lion, with my father with me. It's different for me, and I don't know, to be honest, about this.
Okay. Well, that'll be. Conor McGregor said he would go to Russia to fight you if they made that. And I know at the post-fight press conference, when you were asked about fighting Conor, you said if I fought with Conor, he'd have a chance for a couple of minutes with his boxing. I think you weren't even sure for a couple of minutes.
To be honest, I don't know. I don't know what they talk about this, but a lot of people call him like lightweight king, but now he's not lightweight king. He's Burger King. now he's Burger King. Yeah, it's like he have money, he have good life. He's like famous guy. I think it's better for him if he stay away from good fighters in lightweight division. Like for me, like from me too. Because when you go to the cage with me, this is not like you going to cage with Burger King.
Right.
This is different. It's different. That's why you have to stay away. Stay away. Why? He have money. He already UFC champ. Like how they call him, like UFC 2 division champ.
Right.
Everything is good. Stay away. Stay away. This is not for Burger King sport. This is for real fighters.
He's got $100 million. Why would you want to fight with that kind of money after what he did with Mayweather, right? Why would you want to fight with that?
I don't understand. I don't think he's gonna come back and fight real fight. I think he wants like easy fights, like when he fight versus Mayweather, like this. He no need fight, come back, preparing for 5 rounds, prepare like fighting versus like tough wrestling guy who gonna take you down and like smash your face. He have to be look nice for like for promote something like burger or other business. He have to be look nice. Why he have to come back and somebody have to smash his face?
Yeah.
Stay away from this. This is UFC, baby.
Well, there you have it from one of the best that ever do it. Hey, listen, Khabib, we appreciate you very much. Tell DC we said hello, one of your training partners, one of the great guys in the sport.
Yes.
Tell him we said hello, and we appreciate you coming on with us.
Thank you. Thank you so much.